Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ken, also known as MrKenDenis. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a chit chat getting ready with me video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys click on the subscribe button down below. I basically do a lot of beauty, hair and makeup related videos, and I also vlog about my personal life. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so let us begin. Let me just put my hair back with my BYS bunny ears. So how is everyone? I don't think I've done a chit chat getting ready with me in quite some time, and as you guys can tell from the title, it's also going to be sort of like a get to know me video. I mean, some of you guys have been asking in my vlogs, so I'm just going to prime my eyelids, just got some Kryolan stuff. So guys, this is going to be a chit chat getting ready with me video. If I get lost in a tangent and just keep talking while I keep doing my makeup, and you guys miss the name of the product or anything, definitely check out the description box down below. I always fill that in with all the products that I use in every video these days. So yeah, let me just get my base ready, get my eyeshadow palette ready, and then we will start answering questions. Australis Fresh and Flawless. This one is in darkest brown. This one I can never wear during the summer. It's too neutral and it's slightly lighter than my skin, as you guys can probably tell. Like, I can wear it during the winter, like it's fine because I can bronze and it still looks alright, but alone in the summer, no. Okay, so I'm just on Google. I just typed in random questions and the first one that popped up is from buzznigeria.com. Do you like spicy food and why? So to answer the question, yes, I do like spicy food. My tolerance these days isn't as good as it used to be. My dad loves spicy food. So when I used to live at home, I would, have spicy food as well. Though my dad's tolerance is like the next level. He would have like, sriracha, Tabasco, chili flakes, chili oil mixed all in one as a paste, and he dips his food into that. I personally could not do that. I could do maybe the sriracha sauce, like dipping it into the sriracha sauce, or a little bit of Tabasco or Tabasco. I can't do what he does. It's just like a whole new level. Are you usually late, early, or right on time? Now, if you guys know me, for work, I'm usually on time. If ever I'm slightly late, it's usually because of the train or public transport's fault. It's like not me. I always try and make sure that I leave earlier using Haley. So yeah, it's not usually my fault. But if it's like a social gathering of some sort, like with friends and stuff, I am horrible at this. I always like, oh, I want to look super glam, so I spend so much time doing my makeup or getting ready, or thinking like, oh, if I'm not going to get ready, I've got so much time, I don't need to rush, and I end up getting there pretty late. So or I'm running late most of the time. So yeah, that answers that question. Okay, next one would be, tell me something you've achieved. I suppose the biggest achievement that I've achieved so far, that I'm most proud of, is that I got my Australian citizenship. With the help of my parents, obviously getting to university, then, supporting me all the way until I got my job. I'm very thankful. It's something that we all have worked hard towards, but I think like the citizenship for me is like the biggest thing that I've accomplished, because it's a lot of hard work, studying, working, and it's a lot of money. Like seriously, if you guys go to another country, if you guys come from, let's say, like a third world country or like an Asian country going to a first world country, getting a citizenship is like so hard because there's so many loopholes they want you to, not loopholes, there's so many rings they want you to jump through before you get there. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of what I've achieved so far. It's really hard, and if you know someone who's going through the process, you should applaud them, because it's not easy. Oh, and by the way guys, some of you guys did mention in my citizenship vlog that you guys would like me to talk about my citizenship, like how I achieved it and stuff. So maybe in my next getting ready with me video that might be a topic, or should I do it as like a proper video and sit down and like really discuss the nitty-gritty things of the whole citizenship application process here in Australia. If you guys are going through the same thing, or just curious, let me know what you guys think in the in the comment box down below. I always say description box. Which is the hardest thing you have ever had to do? Okay guys, for a minute here, we are going to be quite serious. I think the hardest thing I've ever had to do is get HIV tested, STI, STD tested. Now, I've had tests before, but this particular time I had a test, I knew I had a bit of an accident, and it made me feel very, very nervous. So without going into too much detail, I basically had a sexual encounter with this guy, and I trusted him to practice safe sex with me, because I always practice safe sex. So I always said, like, you know, I want you to wear a condom. So he did, but then he took it off, and then you can guess what happened. Obviously, as soon as I found out, I just told him to stop. I was not comfortable with it, but I basically lived in fear that I had caught something for probably 2 or 3 years. I was just in such denial, in just trying to ignore the problem. And, you know, when I finally got tested, I, you know, cried. I was crying a lot before that, because every time I would think about it, it was just stressing me out. And then when I finally got tested, it, you know, lifted a lot of weight off my shoulders. Thankfully, I didn't catch anything. I'm perfectly fine. I'm healthy. I'm a little bit overweight, but, you know, that's a thing. But, you know, I think it's something it's probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do. And it took me, like I said, 2 or 3 years to really build the courage to finally get tested. Because at that point I was just pretty much just ignoring my body and just ignoring everything, because I just, like, if I find out now, I'm just going to ruin myself. I want to live in oblivion. Like, I want to live oblivious to the whole thing. But yeah. That's one of the hardest things I've had to do. So if you guys have something very similar going on in your life, definitely get tested, because seriously, the sooner you know what the answer is, the better. You can get help if you need to get help, or you can just go on with your life if you don't. So that's the thing. Okay, so that was a very deep one. So I'm just gonna stop there. Next, I am going to grab Aurora. Now, I know I did use this eyeshadow last time, but it was just more of like the inner corner. So now I'm just gonna pop this onto the center lid. I did watch Sharon Farrell. I think she used to go by Sharon Makeup Artist, or Sharon the Makeup Artist. I think she's just changed her username to just Sharon Farrell. She did a look similar to this using this palette. It was a halo one as well, but I think the way she blended it, it turned into like this really interesting purple shade. I'm not going for that. I kind of wanted just this shade by itself on the center lid. That's why I kept the center bit bare, because I wanted to be like a peekaboo, like of pink at the center. What are some of the songs you know by heart? Good question. I don't think I know. My All by Mariah Carey, that's definitely one that I know by heart. I don't know. I used to remember all these songs lyric by lyric, but now because I've got a phone and I can just, you know, look up lyrics, I've gotten so lazy. But I used to know Baby One More Time by heart. Sometimes Britney Spears, you know, girl. I was Team Britney back in the day. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use this liquid liner from Rimmel London. This is the Scandaleyes Thick and Thin Eyeliner. So this one is kind of like a marker tip, like the square-edged one. So I'm just going to concentrate, do this, and then I'll start talking again, I promise. Which musical artist is greatly overrated? This is a juicy one. I feel like I'm gonna get some hate from this. I think the most overrated musical artist, I think, is Selena Gomez. I love Selena Gomez when she was like on Wizards of Waverly Place. Is that the show that she used to be on? I don't know. But Selena Gomez, like, seriously, I don't even think that's her voice sometimes in some of the songs that she has these days. I feel like it's so auto-tuned, or she's got someone singing over her, like a background singer. I don't know, she's just... I don't know. Sorry if you love Selena Gomez, but honestly, I think she's overrated. I don't see her appeal. That's just me personally. That's my thing. I still love her. I think she's gorgeous, but I just think as a musical artist, I think she's overrated. So let's move on to this primer. This one is from DB or Designer Brands. This one is the Rise and Prime Luminescent Primer. Not really sure how I feel about this primer, guys. Like, I know it gives this, it's supposed to give the skin like this nice luminosity, but honestly I feel now that I've used it more, I think when I first used it I was kind of like very impressed with it, but I didn't actually wear it for too long. Now I have worn it for a couple of hours and I have to say this is a little bit greasy, let's just say that. My skin, like, it looks gorgeous when you first apply it, but I don't think it's meant to be something you wear all day. Mind you, I've got normal to oily skin, maybe that's why if you have dry skin you guys might love that. But in terms of like as a base, the makeup sits okay on it. Like, my pores don't look like they emphasize when I use this primer. So I've got two of their foundations to try out again. So I've got 805 and 806. I'm just going to mix them together because one is too light and one's slightly dark. Before I forget, I'm just going to apply a little bit of this beard cover. If you guys are guys, have you ever had like laser hair removal, and how long did it take for you guys just to get rid of that? Because the other alternative is electrolysis, and electrolysis is, oh, apparently it's really bad. Like, it hurts so bad, so I don't really want to risk that. What game do you wish you could act out in real life? That is a very stereotypical guy question. The game that I'm currently playing is Injustice 2, so it's like the Justice League, but they're evil in this universe. I would love to do that in real life, but that being said, like, I wish I had like their superpowers and stuff, and you know, just play around, obviously not die and go to jail sort of thing. But yeah, I think Injustice 2. Next question is, do you like traveling? I do. I love traveling. I don't mind like a budget accommodation, budget airline sort of thing. I think it adds to the whole experience if it's on a budget, because you know, you're kind of forced to do more local things as opposed to going for like the hotel, like the super touristy things. I don't know, that's just me. Some people obviously prefer to be very, very comfortable when they're on holidays and traveling. You know, as long as I know where to go if I'm in trouble, safe places and stuff like that, I'm pretty happy with that. Wow, this powder is a little bit light on me. Just grabbing my Revlon Sculpt and Highlight Contour Kit in a medium. Oh, it's traveling again. If you could visit any country in the world, where would you go? I honestly would love to go to England. I would love to see the UK. If you guys don't know, I'm not English, British, even though I do have a bit of an English accent. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, grew up during the last few years of the British rule. Went to a kindergarten that was, you know, primarily run by British people, and that's sort of like where I got this accent, and it's kind of like retained. I have changed my accent unintentionally and intentionally over the years. Like, it's just depending on where I am and just like circumstances. There's always that thing where I used to watch a lot of English shows when I was younger, and I was like, I really want to see a post box, like a red post box, and I used to watch Postman Pat a lot. And Rosie and Jim, those were like the shows that I used to watch. They were like my jam, girl. And I just want to go see the UK and just like see all these places that were, you know, mentioned in shows that I used to watch. And you know, I think it's going to be quite interesting. Also the fact that, you know, it's obviously a place where they speak English, so I don't have to go through like, oh yeah, translate. I have no idea what you're saying. That being said, there are certain regional accents that I have no idea what they're saying sometimes, but at least we can manage. Wow, some of these questions are like, oh, girl, talking about religion and people killing, and no, I don't really want to answer that kind of question here. Have you ever thought of adopting? No. Adopting is kind of like one of those things, like, it's very personal. I think at this point in my life, I do not want to adopt. If I ever get the chance to have children, I want to have biological children. Try that avenue out first. If I can't have children that way, then I'll go consider adopting. My partner and I have just kind of like spoken about this, like, not that we're going to get married anytime soon or anything like that, but there is technology being developed where two people of the same sex can have their own biological children. there's an article about it. If I can find it, I'll leave it down in the description box down below. But you know, if that thing's ever perfected and legalized, that's something that we will consider. If the time comes, you know, we're ready to, you know, have a family. That's the thing we're going to do. So now I'm just going to grab the Garbo and Kylie Master of Illumination palette. There's a lot of there's a lot of Garbo and Kylie products in this video. Again, these were sent to me a while back, but I just really like the quality of these products. You know what? I'm going to grab Garland today. Oh, girl, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. And by the way, guys, how do you guys like this lighting, this backdrop? I mean, obviously it's just like in front of my wardrobe and it's making it look like I've got a white backdrop. But I'd love to hear from you guys. You guys know I love your input when it comes to these things. Are you and your partner moving in at some point? Yes. We haven't really spoken too much about it. We're kind of like assessing a situation, individual situations, and then just, you know, we want to move when it's right. Timing and financially, you know, we want to make sure it's all right, so we're waiting. I'm going to grab this one from Garbo and Kylie again. I think I might just grab a combination of cool brown and warm brown. No, cool blonde and warm brown. Let's just see how both of these colors work on me. Would I recommend nursing? I think you need to have the right personality for nursing. It's not an easy job. Like, a lot of people, like, when they're younger and they think of nursing, this is what I've encountered most of the time. They think nursing is like, oh, you're just helping the sick get better, and, you know, you're being a great person, helping the community, being a great member of society. And that's true. But there's a lot of pain, suffering, and a lot of gore sometimes with nursing. Like, obviously it depends on what field of nursing you are going to be in, but it's not easy. It's not an easy career. The hours aren't that great, and depending on where you work, or like country wise, the rates aren't good. Like, nurses aren't exactly paid the best compared to other healthcare professionals out there and other jobs in general. So it's, I don't know, it's one of those things you just have to have the right personality and the heart and, you know, the mindset to do that kind of job. Now we're going to move on to these random questions I found on the internet about makeup. Favorite place to go shopping for makeup? If we're talking about in Australia, my favorite place would have to be Mecca. I know we've got Sephora, and Sephora's got a wider range, but the brands that I tend to gravitate towards tend to be in Mecca. Like the exclusive ones. Oh, my eye's getting bloodshot. Hopefully it doesn't ruin everything. Yeah, I mean, we do have Sephora, but if we're going to be talking about like favorite place to go to get drugstore makeup, it would definitely have to be Priceline. Again, Chemist Warehouse is cheaper, but the range at Priceline is bigger, and, you know, you get that point system, so, you know, that kind of all evens it out. Yeah, I think I am almost done. So, sorry guys, I was on the phone to my partner when I was doing the rest of my under eye. I was basically just repeating the steps on the lower lash line, and as you guys saw, the mascara. Ugh, this eye is turning red now. Okay, so I have a lip liner in Maliboo from, ooh, Kylie. That's, yeah, this is the broken one. I'm going to line my lips first, and then I'm going to pop on this lip lingerie from NYX, and this one is in Dawn to Dusk. Alright guys, so that is the final look. So I just styled my hair, just used my flat iron. This one is from VS Sassoon. Just added a little bit of curls and texture in my hair. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I really like this new hair color. It's called Rose Gold by Bright, on top of like a level 8 blonde. Kind of looks like this lavender tea color. But yeah, there you guys go. That is my random questions getting ready with me video. If you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, definitely give me a thumbs up to let me know that you do. Tell me down in the comment box down below if you guys are interested in me doing more of these kinds of getting ready with me videos. Definitely do them more for you guys. And yeah, don't forget to check out the other videos on the screen. Check out my other social media links that are listed on the screen. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!